We did as men, what are the barriers to having a positive father-child bond? I only got 4 answers, but they were so full of substance. The barriers men have said to having a positive father-child bond is, 1, being belittled. It makes them feel as a father that they're never enough. Fathers do not get the same grace as mothers when they make mistakes. So going along with being belittled, it's okay for a mom to say something about the father's discipline, but the mothers have more grace.
I agree with that statement.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, that happens. I just see it a lot. So even in my own experience as a therapist, I see often that men will be in the room as a father and their opinion might be silenced in therapy. So I have to pause as the therapist and say, well, everybody spoke. What is your perception of this? Because it matters.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, and then sometimes they might even say, oh no, forget it. It's not a big deal. Like, listen to them, which is crazy.
I get that a lot as well. Just feel like, why are they even there? You know, why are they there? And not because it's not because you don't tell them not to be there. It's more like this is not going to change how that person reacts.
Exactly. The second one was not being with their daughter 24/7. This came from someone that obviously has visits with their child, but not in the same home as their kid. So that has to be a really big barrier. And what they pretty much said is they're missing a lot of important moments. First time for a lot of things were missed. And that they have to see her on a set schedule. They're more likely to miss those growth moments. And that is a barrier, of course.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys for being so honest.
Yeah,
That's so rough.
Yes, it is. It is. I caught her off guard with that question, and he was so raw that I was like, thank you so much.
That's perfect.
Yes. And we need more fathers to be honest about that, because this is what we want to work towards, is growth, helping others to feel empowered to be fathers. I can't stress how important that is.
Listen, us women, I mean, I definitely say this all the time. I can't be a father, nor do I want to. And I can't teach my son how to be a man.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that either.
Yep.
As much as I would want to, want to teach him, I can only teach him how to be a great person. Exactly. I'm not a father, so I can, or a man.
Exactly. Yep. So true. And answer 3 was, as the provider, you're having less time to spend with the children because you have to work more. And so you might see kids just like once a week. You can live in the same home and still see them like once a week, because maybe you come after they're sleeping, or maybe they're leaving when they're sleeping. You don't get that morning routine that moms get. And I do agree, like even male jobs, they typically start like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and then the mom's jobs usually align with the kid's schedule. Like, of course, there's outliers, but in general, what my experience is that we typically have a little bit more time in the morning, and that's probably because we have to take our kids to school. And then the fathers have to like wake up extra early. Then this 4th one had me cracking up. It's OG, Southern OG that I respect. And he said having communication is important, because if you don't, then your kid's going to look at you and say, you shit. I mean,
that is facts, though. That is facts.
Yeah. And he's like I said, OG by OG. I mean, he's older. He's got experience. So he just kept it real, guys. That's what I love. Yeah.
I love it.
What do you think about those answers?
First of all, the last one was hilarious. I'm glad we said that. But communication is always key in any relationship. So yes, definitely. Also, communicating with your kids is so important.
Yeah.
And how you do it is even more important.
Because even if you think about the barrier, like number 2, it was not being with the kid, his daughter, all the time, right?
Right.
If you eventually, that kid is going to grow up, and if you have great communication with that kid, then they will be able to understand, like, oh, my dad does love me, and all I have to do is call him if I want time with him.
Right. And that would also show more, like your kid would show more compassion.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Relating back to the forgiving mothers, right?
Yeah.
They would show more compassion, and it'll be easier for them to forgive anything that happened to rupture the relationship because they know you really do love them.
Exactly.
Right? It was just the dynamic.
It just
of
takes
the family.
me talking. Yeah. This may be a stretch, but I was thinking from a mother's perspective, I can relate to a man that feels like they have less time with their child because of the pressures to provide. So as a Puerto Rican woman, historically, we've grown up where the mom is home, takes care of the home, and the father comes home. So they have less time with us.
Right.
The fathers have less time with us. And they're more the disciplinarian. They just come and go. They're providing. And then the mom is like structuring the house, cleaning. So in today's society, when I think about like modern day, I feel like the pressures of the women is pretty equivalent to the males. We do have to work. We got to go get it. And we may have less time I feel as a woman, I'm starting to feel that pressure of I have to provide. So I have less time for my kids. Kind of like what you said. When I say yes to something, I'm saying no to something this stuff. Yeah. So it's in a sense, we're saying no to our kid. So can that be why there's more kids with mental health concerns where the kids are having more difficulty with academic performance? For me as a therapist, I see a lot of more apathy, which means disinterest in school altogether in kids and in teenagers. And I wonder if that comes from like both parents being present less because both are having to go out and get it. Yeah. Which creates less attachment and more problematic behaviors or more mental health concerns.
Right. And also less patience for the parents, right? Like the parents don't really have much time.
We're tired.
To help you with every step in your homework.
Right. Exactly.
So, you know, so.
Or in the morning, if they fight as much, you don't have a patient parent because that parent has to go to work. Right. While as before, the parent was probably home, so they were having a kid struggling with getting up in the morning. They might have taken their time and said, well, what can I do in the mornings to make this a little bit easier? Yeah.
I agree, though, how society norms have changed culturally, specifically.
It's taking out the value of time in the family.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Which is causing a lot of different stuff to go on.
I mean, I think a lot of people are wondering, where are all these mental health issues coming from? One part, I do think it's being more normalized and maybe even more glorified, if you ask me. But the other part is that we may have more reasons to be unsure, and we may have more reasons to feel out of touch or disconnected from our parents.
Right.
Because where we would have at least one parent home, now we may have no parents home sometimes, and it's like an older sibling taking care of us because both parents have to work.
So also environmental factors. Yeah. And guys know the pandemic did not dramatize mental health. It's a factor. Yes. But mental health has always been around.
Yeah. I think it just made it more known.
Yes.
I think if we're not going to talk about anything dramatizing it, I think it's mainly just TikTok. Just being trendy.
So we have a TikTok, guys. Go follow it.
Yes. So follow our TikTok. But it just makes it more trendy. I have depression.
You are not saying through the saying that.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So what are you doing? Are you I get it. This may be a platform for them to get it out, but also I do ask the question of how much of that is them sticking to this identity for views? I don't know.
Yeah, for views. I mean, they even have some questionnaires that you can fill out that says I wanted to die or something.
Yeah, that's a little crazy. Go to a mental health professional, please.
Yes, please. Yes.
So
and please don't do it for cause because that's real stuff.
Yes, it's for real.
It's real.
It's real. So the gem of the day. What is the gem of the day?
The gem of the day is that fathers are just as important as mothers.
Yes. We need you, fathers. So thank you for showing up every day that you do. And thank you for everything you do. Thank you for joining us at Real.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Comment if you have any disagreements, any agreements.